What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Tottenham Talk. Today, we are going to have, we have our recap of the game against West Brom, but now we're going to kind of take, each of these times, each week after each game, we're going to have another episode where we kind of talk about the comments and thoughts of all of Spurs fans on the game and, maybe points of it about the team going forward and whatever that may be. So we've got 3 today, and these are going to be relatively quick episodes, kind of just very interesting, in and out type of thing. So on our tweet yesterday, we have one from at Dylan Tottenham Hotspur THFC 21 Regulon fanboy, and he said, "Is a win against the side who's bottom of the table really enough to all of a sudden have our confidence in Jose back, or do we need more? In my opinion, we need more." Matt, this is a great question. What do you
I
think?
love that question. Oh, sorry. For some reason you froze there.
Oh, my bad.
Can you can hear me all right?
Yeah, we're all good.
No, I definitely think Jose needs to win a couple more games. I do not have my confidence back in him. I'm actually still all for Jose out. And
Interesting.
I don't know. I think I'd rather have a manager who's known to be attacking, high press, possession-based style of manager instead of a more defensive style. Yes, Jose showed that he can, maybe switch it up and play different systems. Don't get me wrong, he is a genius when it comes to understanding the game and tactics, but he's got a long way to prove himself for me.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. To me, I might be a little more generous and gracious, but I think, is this enough to bring our confidence back in Jose? Just a win against the bottom team that's bottom of the table? No, I don't think it's enough.
Liverpool, I probably wouldn't say yet.
It's not enough for me, but it's a start, and it's a good start. And the reason it's different than a typical win, is in the way in which we won. We didn't just play our typical defensive style and, oh man, we got to win against West Brom. No, we tried something new. We tried new players and new positions. We tried a different system, a more positive looking system, a system that might be more in tune with, today's game. And, it's positive. If we can keep that going forward with Everton and City at the weekend, then I think we can have a conversation about whether or not Jose has won us back in terms of confidence, 100%. Right now, he started to win me back, and I'm going to, he's our manager. I got to believe the best in what we have right now. But that being said, it's not a sure thing. Just because we won against West Brom doesn't mean that Jose is out of the doghouse. But great question. You have anything else to add on that? These are just short kind of things we talk about, but I think, honestly, I think that's a great question.
It's not I don't have the confidence yet for sure. And, yes, 2-0 win's a great win. It's also West Brom. I feel like with our – see, I don't want to interfere with two things I've said here because I said something else on the actual post-match episode. In the Prem, it's so easy to tie a game against whomever, lose a game against whomever, no matter if you're 20th or 1st. But if you're wanting to be, dominant in the type of style I'm talking about, then it should be a breeze past West Brom. And it kind of was. I mean,
it was. In all honesty, it was. I mean, you look at the stats.
Maybe the scoreline didn't show it, but heck, there were so many chances that it could have been 4 or 5-0.
I might put it. I'll try to put it up in the video, but you look at the expected goals map. They only had a couple of chances, like 2, that are noteworthy. So, I mean, that's huge, especially with us. Usually it's 7, 8, 9, They only had 1 shot on target. I mean, that's pretty good for us. So let's move on to the next one. This comment is maybe not as catered to the specific game, but it's definitely still in the works of our team and a lot of things that we as fans have been talking about. So let's look at it.
This one. What's this
so
one?
This is this one's from Reddit, the r/Coys Reddit page or subreddit. And it says cap_X. He said, Bale should be tried more often in the cam slot. I feel he may provide more creativity centrally. Bergwijn/Lamela as right wing. I know we've talked about Bale a lot. Have you given up on Bale, first of all? And you think Bale could succeed in this role?
A cam?
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I've never really imagined him playing cam because I feel like he'd be too not slow, but slow.
But he's too slow on the wing. That's the point this guy's trying to make.
Yeah, but
he's lost his pace.
Maybe,
Someone
well,
commented on this and said, "I'm on board for this. His loss of pace has become blatantly obvious, but his shot, touch, and vision all still appear to be there. So let's give it a go." That was Sparko Magic on the same Coys page. But
what about? Well, no, because okay, I mean I'd be open to putting him at Cam. I was
yeah,
going to say maybe striker, but Kane's going to play striker.
no, not
So
so. The way I see it, I liked this idea. I kind of commented back and I was like, this is an interesting idea. I personally, whenever we have a free kick outside the box and we have a player like Bale on the bench, I can't help but think, how can we get him on the pitch? So even if it's for a moment like this, where
exactly.
you know what I mean,
Like,
where
man, I want a free kick so Bale can take it.
it's like Ward-Prowse. I think 7 times out of 10, Bale could hit it on frame at least, if not a goal from shooting positions, which we get a lot of those in games. So
I
maybe we
guess you
give
have
it a
nothing to
go.
lose putting him in the middle.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say we have to lose is if we're playing well right now with Lamela there and Luke is out wide or whatever the formation may be. I don't want to fix anything that's not broken. I think that's risky, and we've done that before. So maybe not right now, but if we want to see a sub, maybe throw Bale in for Lamela instead of Bergwijn type of thing.
Definitely something. Bergwijn can play that middle spot too.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, he played back at PSV that middle spot, but yes, this is about Bale. I want to say though that yes, that I think he could produce something there. I mean,
Totally.
yes, he's a different player now to where maybe it's just the position's not where he's flourishing.
Totally.
Why not?
Yeah, I love that too. It's a great question. Great question. Here's another one. This one is might be more out there, but it's really interesting to me because I've never thought about it, and I think it kind of goes by the wayside in terms of our fans. So this was on the same Coys subreddit. This was AV_T. Why do people keep calling Joe Rodon young? He's 23, whereas Sanchez is 24. The response from the fans when those two make errors are the complete opposite. When Rodon makes a mistake, people are like, "Oh, he's young, he's showing potential, etc." And in this guy's defense, he's saying, "I've got nothing against Rodon. I think he's going to be class. It's just a thought, And he's right. Whenever Sanchez makes a mistake, it is end of the world. This guy sucks. Get him out of my club type of thing. And maybe we've had him for a little bit longer, but every time, even since we bought him, when he made mistakes, it was all negative right away. You can't say it's not because there's never a point, I feel like, where we were like, "Oh, he's young, give him time." We've given that to Juan Foyth a little bit, but I don't think Sanchez has ever been awarded that. And maybe it's because he came from Ajax, which at the time he was playing super well there, and he played again with Colombia super well, and maybe he was kind of at that level and kind of dropped off a bit, but that's tough, and it happens when coming to the Prem. What are your thoughts on this?
In Sanchez's defense, maybe not be as harsh towards him, but he's been here for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like he hasn't progressed into what we thought he could be.
I think it's hard because he hasn't gotten.
We bought him when he was, 20?
I think so.
We bought him when he was 20. And, I mean, for a pretty high price tag, 45 mil, I think.
I think he was the highest, our most expensive purchase at the time.
2017, I think we bought him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because it was summer. I think a lot of people give him crap because they expect him to be a lot better than what he is today. They expected him to be a lot better. He's gotten 4 years to play at a great club, and you'd think as a center back you'd get better. But I feel like it's just a continuous same mistakes that he's made. And then like with Rodon, he came and set a high standard when he played Chelsea. We saw positive aspects from him. Yes, he's made some mistakes, but you also got to understand two of these center backs came from completely different styles of football. So
yeah, no, you're totally right. I mean,
we see Rodon coming from Swansea, who was captain, I think, in playing in Championship, compared to Ajax, which is I think a lot better football than Championship football. I'm about to sneeze.
I don't know. Okay, yeah. I don't know what to think about this because I love Joe Rodon. I really do. I too think he could be very good. He's got to clean up these small mistakes because if you think about it, 3 games, like 2 kind of goal-causing mistakes in those 3 important games. That's not a great ratio, but he's played very well otherwise. But we say the same thing about Toby and Dyer when they play well, but then they make a crappy mistake that leads to a goal. So I don't know. I think I think it's interesting because I don't think Sanchez ever got the opportunity to be, oh, well, he's young. You know, he never got the opportunity to play. When he joined, we had Yan and Toby, no questions
That
asked.
is true. That's a
And
good point.
he never was going to get in unless there was an injury. And even then he really barely played. So he's got some things that the other defenders don't have. He has pace. I think he's probably got better. He could have better ball winning than the other defenders. Although Joe Rodon, obviously 2 inches taller than him, he's probably going to be better at ball winning than Sanchez. But in terms of Dyer and Toby, I think Sanchez might have that on them. I don't know. He's obviously got a confidence issue. So could Sanchez be really good if we gave him a consistent run of games? Maybe, because that's sometimes what it takes for a defender. You can practice and practice and practice, but if you're not given real game time experience and opportunities to improve, it's really hard, in my opinion.
I mean,
and especially,
has there been a game this season where Sanchez was phenomenal? He did great.
I don't know, to be honest.
But there hasn't.
I guess you're right. Yeah, probably not.
There hasn't. There's times that Winks was great. Rodon was great.
Yeah.
If you want to go with age, which is fine, completely fair argument. Sanchez being 24, Rodon being 23, right?
Yeah.
Hengi's 22. Lo Celso's 24, 23. Winks is 23. Think about all those guys. Yes, maybe more playing time over others, but that's part of it. You have to be able to perform in practice and in training to, play the games. And when you play the games, you have to perform. And, there's no room. I'm sorry, but there's no room for a bad distribution straight to, the opponent or, bad.
But you got to be honest. Just because it didn't lead to a goal, Joe Rodon has given up a fair amount of those. You look at Chelsea when he first started off. Oh my gosh, a horrible pass that should have been a goal. Luckily, it wasn't. You look at Liverpool, he gave up a goal, all on his own. You look at Chelsea, or not Chelsea. It might have been Liverpool still. I can't remember which game he played again, but he's given up opportunities where he could have defended better. He could have shacked back better. And he didn't. And I'm not trying to crap on Rodon by any means, but I do think it's a debatable subject. And I'm glad this is a great question.
I think I love
this thought.
I think a lot of times supporters, and I think you'd agree with me on this too, Clay, is we expected Sanchez to be here when he's here. Him being this 20-year-old center back who's Colombian, who came from Ajax. Who every top club's going after, he's supposed to be this big thing. And, we were supporters.
You're right. And that happens all the time. You look at it with like João Felix and stuff like that. It's unfortunate.
So maybe that's why we have this perception of, maybe he's not playing well or not good because we expect him to be, But to be fair, I do think he should be at the level he is now. He should be a little better.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I think it's really a lack of confidence thing.
That's a great argument. I love that question.
It was AV_T on the.
I didn't realize Rodon was only a year younger than him.
I didn't either. I didn't even think about that.
He was young, but I didn't know he was that young.
I didn't even think about how young he was. So.
Huh.
And I guess we'll see. He played well against, West Brom. So let's see what Jose decides. If he decides to keep playing him, maybe he could slip into a good run of form, get that confidence up. Who knows?
What do you think of him at like an outside back?
No, we've tried that before. I don't think he's composed enough for that. Unfortunately, but that's just coming from a center back, and sometimes it can be hard to step out to the outside back role. You got to be a little bit quicker, and he's very fast, yes, but you got to be quick and agile, and you can't make mistakes. So, but honestly, great questions. I'm excited for these when we go forward. I think these are a lot of fun. There's some 3 great ones too. So thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for putting in these questions as well. We'll put one on each of our social medias on, we have Reddit. We're on Reddit now and Instagram and Twitter. So be sure to check us out on all those things at _Tottenham_Talk. And as always, come on, you Spurs.